We all have a show from our childhood that left an impression, don't we? Something that gave us happy memories and warm feelings. A show that we still remember fondly, no matter how many years have passed since those days. But what if that show had a secret side? What if there was more to it than cute as characters and catchy songs? Been there, done that, right? Well, not like this. I'm talking about a project that has effort, details, and of course, horror. I'm talking about Welcome Home. By the Stars, Is This Amazing? And, horror dedicated soul that I am, how could I ignore it? Created by Cloud, this web series focuses on, well, Welcome Home, a children's television show featuring puppets that originally aired in October of 1969. It was about the residents of a colorful town named Home, under many adventures together. Sadly, despite being a success, Welcome Home suddenly ended in 1974, and everything about it seems to be lost. And I do mean everything. But don't worry, there's a site dedicated to finding and restoring anything related to this beloved children's show. Even though certain things are better left lost. This premise already catches the attention, but it's when you actually explore the site that you get hooked. Aw, look! How innocent! How sweet! How pleasant! This is going to be terrifying, isn't it? We have some welcoming words from the team in charge, we see the characters of the show. It really looks like a site dedicated to some old television program. But how did it begin? Who is behind it? Well, the answer to that lies on the About Us page, along with the first indications that recovering pieces of this show might not be a good idea. The Welcome Home Restoration Project is a team of anonymous individuals dedicated to compiling, restoring, and archiving what few remnants of Welcome Home have been uncovered. Scrolling down, we find the frequently asked questions area. Most of them are what you'd expect on the sort of page. At first, how did you begin your research into Welcome Home? We are drawn in unexpectedly. All the information found on this website was extracted from documents that had been uncovered in brightly colored envelopes. We are thankful to be the first to jumpstart this journey. By selecting the answer, we get our first hidden message. But it hurts. And if you're like me and you love the sort of thing, then that's when you realized just how much you are going to enjoy this. Note that there's no mention of where those envelopes come from. The answer seems natural at first, but this vagueness gives a feeling of uncertainty, even before you find the hidden words. It doesn't sound like this group just gathered one day, started talking about the show and decided to make a site about it. And even if this turns out to be the case, the main question remains. Where did those envelopes come from? What do the materials look like when you receive them? All of the paper materials tucked away inside the envelopes we have received are usually crammed together and covered in paint and ink. Again, no explanation regarding the sender or anything about the origin of said materials. This illustration used as an example shows that the Welcome Home Restoration Project is not messing around. This is some impressive work here. Oh, why did you make this website? This is the only time a question looks like that. And in the answer, we have two lines sort of overlapping, making it complicated to read at first. By selecting them, we get, when I unwrapped the first letter, I felt it. I heard it. Open. 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 I want it out. I'm going to get it out. That's not the end of it. The last lines read, many of our guest book signatures have talked about seeing the show before, so this is a good sign. It means it is inside of you too then. Does it hurt? Maybe it's just me, but after reading all that, even the question seems to become a little less innocent than it first seemed. The next hidden words can be found regarding how many episodes of Welcome Home there are. We have estimated that the last air date for the show was in 1974. The numbers are so hard to read. Sometimes I can't see them. So we have a yet unknown person sending materials that might not be exactly harmless, shall we say? Let's try to find out more about the show itself then. Let's try here. An American children's television program created and produced by the Playfellow Workshop. It was also the studio's only production, and it was broadcast onto an unknown channel. After what we discussed, I can't say it is a mere case of no one recalling what channel that was. Once again, we see how much effort went into this idea. We don't just learn about the supposed backstory of the show or its general structure and segments. We also see the material restored by the team. It would be so much easier to just make 2 or 3 drawings and add something creepy, but the creator clearly understands how important it is to convince the audience of what they're seeing, especially with a project like this. And we have so much to see. An advertisement page that might have come from a magazine, Valentine's cards, character sheets, and several illustrations like... Oh. Well, that's... ominous. Okay, it's official. I don't trust Wally. However, all footage is presumably lost, including supposed merchandise, advertisements, vinyl records, and illustrated books depicted in the episodes. Again, this isn't just a show that was cancelled out of nowhere. Even the merchandise seems to have disappeared. It makes you wonder if Welcome Home was simply cancelled, or if someone tried to destroy it, along with all the evidence that it existed in the first place. Well, let's try to learn more about the show by checking the characters. Here we can meet our literally colorful cast, and they seem to be the typical sort of characters you'd see in a show like that. We have Frank, the residential grumpy guy, also the smartest of the group, Julie, the cheerful one, a rainbow monster, whatever that means, and Frank's best friend, Sally Starlet, the energetic one. Once the brightest star in the sky, she realized there were still places she had yet to truly shine and fell from above as a shooting star. Poppy, the pessimistic and scared one, she hardly left her house. Eddie, the kind and yet clumsy mailman, apparently he couldn't remember for sure where he came from. Howdy Pillar, the friendly shopkeeper as well as the owner of the local bodega. Barnaby B. Beagle, the goofy and playful one. And of course, at the center we find Wally, the friendliest of all residents, a painter, and always eager to make new friends. According to his info, his house, named home, was alive, and it was regarded as the 19th neighbor. Well, that explains why this house always appears to have eyes, doesn't it? Goodbye, not go back. Although the information we have is pretty basic, it has already helped to create many theories. Some have compared Starlet's desire to shine and her falling from the sky to the fall of Satan from heavens, and likened the 9 residents to the 9 circles of hell. Others have taken Poppy's fear stopping her from leaving the house and Frank's grumpiness as possible symbolism for mental illnesses. Personally, I prefer to wait until learn more about Welcome Home, but those are cool theories. And there's something that caught my attention. I know it's a small thing, but whatever. It said that Frank and Julie had a song, The Fun in Your Frown. We don't know the lyrics, but considering what we've seen up until now, this title can indicate something far darker than a mere song about friendship. Honestly, for all we do know, this can be a song about sadism. We are not done with this page. If you hover over the URI in the description above, you realize there's a link. And then you get this. I don't think being his friend would be beneficial for my health, thank you very much. Oh, and if you click on this black substance on the doorstep of Wally's house? Remember when I said that I don't trust Wally? I guess I don't trust his house either. Their description is so below, which likely comes from the phrase as above, so below, but I might be mistaken. Looking at this pic, I can't tell if Wall is meant to be kneeling down in worship or if he is trying to reach the eye as if begging. All I can say is that both options are disturbing. But yes, if you still thought this was a charming, innocent show, you haven't been paying attention. Continuing with our exploration, let's check the news page. While it doesn't seem to have any major secret or hidden link, it still has an interesting detail. The Welcome Home Restoration Project has received so much love and support in the durations of our efforts to recover this lost piece of media. But even better, you believe me. You know it is out there. Someone has reached to us to offer the opportunity to showcase our finds publicly for the world to see in an in-person exhibition. They are regarded as the question answerer, a professional exhibitor and museum curator who believes in your happy home just as much as we do. Together we'll get it out. We'll get everything out. You see as we do, neighbor. Even if we hadn't seen the hidden messages or creepy images, some of those phrases would still sound rather strange, wouldn't they? You know it's out there. Together we'll get it out. You will see as we do. Also, considering the show was apparently quite popular, it's no surprise that someone reached out to this team. But question answerer? Maybe it's just me, but I'm not sure the team should be that excited about being contacted by whoever this person is. I mean, we start investigating something weird, you get a message from a person with a strange alias, and the next thing you know, you're about to be sacrificed in order to set a fellow eldritch abomination free. Well, how was I supposed to know that book could give me that much trouble? There's also a guest book page where you can leave messages for the team. However, if you check the pages, you see that some of those messages have doodles near or over them. A cute detail? Yes. But by now we know that nothing around here is quite so harmless. Opening the images in a new tab gives us their names. They seem to be answers to the comments made. And while some do sound innocent, there are 2 or 3 that are a little strange. A message from Emily, for example, asks, "Why do you like eye contact?" The response, "So you know that I'm looking at you, neighbor. I am talking to you." Another by Nocifo, is that how it's said in English? I'm not sure, says, "Hiya Wally, what's your favorite memory to each of your friends?" The response, "No memory." But the main point can be found in the last page. You won't write back. You are looking for me. Silly, silly. We have already realized that the restoration team is not in complete control of the site, and we had our suspicions, but all those strange things we saw until now were of a rather anonymous nature or connected to the team. This is the first time we can actually name who might be messing with the site. Wally himself. Or at least some entity that calls himself Wally. There's also a links page with several stamps. However, the only one you can click on is Barnaby's. And I have no idea of what that could mean. And now what I consider the most interesting part of the whole experience. Throughout the pages, you find slightly displaced letters E, O, V, W, I, X. If you place them there in different combinations, you get some interesting results. E, O, V, W, X, Y. It gives us a static feel TV. It goes on for a while until the camera moves, almost as if someone is filming it. And there's a moment. A blink and you miss it kind of thing. Here. You see it, right? Eyes. And they seem to be Wally's. VOYWEX is for me the creepiest. A message is slowly typed. "Hello, you're there. I can't see you. Do you see me? Then stay quiet. It doesn't sound exactly threatening, does it? In fact, it sounds more like a warning. Could it be that Wally is not the one we should be afraid of? If that's the case, then there is another character. One that also seems to appear quite a lot here and there, even if they are subtler about it. Could it be that Home is the actual antagonist? YWXOEV is the next. An image of Home with a gif of the character's eyes over its windows. The gif eventually stops, showing a close of Wally's eyes. WOXYVA gives us a bunch of images and what seems to be a repeat page of the script for one of the episodes. There's a gif that shows the character's eyes. At one point, this gif comes to an end, showing just a red background. XYWVOE. It sends us to an error page with a phone. If you click on it, you'll be directed to another page with an audio file of Wally singing.
Wake up to me. Starlight and dewdrops are waiting for me. Sounds of the wind heard in the day. Lulled by the moonlight have all passed away. Beautiful dreamer, waiting for my song. At least while I really was so melody. Gone are the cares of life's busy throng. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. Ha 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 ha. I don't know the other words. That's all Barnaby taught me. Did you like it? That's good, I think.
Those strange sounds we heard might have been Homer replying, as it was stated that he can only communicate through creaks and knocks. And that's all I could find for now. Let's wait to see what the future updates will bring us, because, let's be honest, this promises to be amazing. When you create something, you need to convince your audience of what they're seeing, and Welcome Home does just that. You feel that this was a television program. You feel that those people are trying to restore whatever materials they can find about it. And you certainly feel that there's something wrong about all this. Chloe understands the power of details, how they can bring your creative project to life. And more than that, Chloe knows how to use it. And this is not limited to the site itself. When reading about the characters or checking the artwork, you can imagine the show. There are even details in Wall's design that make him a little different from the others. For example, he's the only one without a nose. He's often looking straight at the viewer, and while the other characters' eyes are round, his are almost almond-shaped. Yes, those are small things, but your brain registers that he seems different from the rest of the cast somehow. As many others have pointed out, this is a project done with skill, effort, and love. I for one am really excited to see what else Cloud has planned. Thanks everyone for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos and also to help the channel. See you the next time everyone, stay safe.